guys, it's Jeff from Fresh Luck. So I love soup, you know that, and I also love chicken, you also know that. And you know that I also sometimes like to combine some soup dishes with chicken dishes, as evidenced in French onion chicken. So today we're going to take a soup that's incredibly cheesy and incredibly green at the same time. What else could that be? Well, why not? It's broccoli cheddar soup, and we're gonna make it on top of a chicken, making it broccoli cheddar chicken, and we're gonna top it off at the end with a wonderful, wonderful buttery Ritz Crackery crust. Pop it in the oven for a couple of minutes. It's gonna be heaven. You'll also see how crazy easy it is to make right in the Instant Pot. So guys, let's get to it right away. Broccoli cheddar chicken. Now I'm using between 1 3/4 pound to 2 pounds of a thinly sliced chicken breast or chicken cutlet. I'm talking like 1/8 of an inch thick, guys. So go to the butcher in your supermarket if they don't already prepackage it like mine does and ask them to slice it thin for you, or just slice it thin yourself. Make it about 1/8 of an inch thick. So I'm going to take each piece of chicken and I'm going to dredge it in a flour mixture that I've also sprinkled in a few pinches of garlic, salt, and onion powder in. And I'm using about like a half a cup or so of flour. There might be some left over when done, that's fine. And dredge each piece of chicken in there and then just simply set it aside. And then do that with all of our chicken until we're all done. Now to our Instant Pot, let's add in 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then let's come down to the control panel and hit the saute button and make sure we're on the more setting, and then let's let our oil heat up for a little bit and then we'll add our chicken. We're going to take our flour dredged chicken cutlets and add it to the pot about 2 at a time. And we're going to brown on each side for about 60 to 90 seconds. Alright, and after about a minute to 90 seconds, give each one a flip until it's browned on the other side for about 60 to 90 seconds, and then we're going to take it out and rest it on a paper towel lined plate. And repeat that with everything. And there's our final piece of chicken. It should look just like that in terms of color. Really about 45 seconds even to about 60 seconds should be enough time to brown each side. And now we're just going to set this aside for a second. So I want to start with about 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of broccoli crowns. That means just really the heads of the broccoli, don't really need the stalks. And what I want to do from that is I want to then break it up. And then we're going to put them into 2 groups. This is going to be group 1, which is the larger amount, about 2/3 of our broccoli florets, and then this is group 2, which is our smaller amount, about 1/3 of them. We're also going to take a couple of shallots, diced up. Now that we've taken our chicken out of the pot, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter and let that melt in there. And now that our butter's all melted, let's add in our shallots, and let's stir those around there for about 3 minutes. And once our onions have had a chance to cook for a few minutes and they're turning a little bit brown in color, we're going to add 1.5 cups of chicken broth. And then we're going to place our chicken right inside the broth. Okay, it's okay if it doesn't cover all the chicken. And then remember our broccoli, the 2 sections we have, we're going to take the larger 2/3 section and add that to the pot. Okay, get all that broccoli. Perfect. Now let's secure the lid. Make sure we're in sealing position. Let's come to the pot, let's hit keep warm cancel, then let's hit manual or pressure cook depending on your model, and we're just gonna cook on this, guys, for 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes. So while our chicken's cooking, let's preheat our oven to 400 degrees. So while our chicken's cooking and our oven's preheating, let's take 16 ounces of a good cheddar cheese. Try to use a good kind if you can in the deli section of the market, but if you can't find it bagged, it'll be fine, and we wanna shred this cheese up. See that? All nice and freshly shredded. And now let's prepare our Ritz Cracker crust, which is going to come a little later by taking a roll of Ritz Crackers, smashing them, and then placing them in a bowl, and then adding 3 tablespoons of butter, and melt it in the microwave. And then take it out of the microwave, and then mix everything up together, all the butter and all the Ritz Crackers. Great, now set that aside. And we've just finished cooking, so let's quick release. And the pin drops, so the lid comes off. And there we go. All right, let's get that chicken out of there right now with some tongs, and then we're gonna take our chicken and we're gonna place it inside of a casserole dish. And there we go, our last piece in there. Perfect, now let's go back to our pot. And now I've hit keep warm cancel, and I'm gonna go to saute, and I'm gonna leave it on the more setting. So the reason why I cooked a bunch of the broccoli first with the chicken is because it's going to basically now fall apart and crumble. Because that's what broccoli likes to do when it's cooked at high pressure for at least 5 minutes. Okay, so after a few moments of stirring around our broccoli, which is basically falling apart right into our chicken broth, which is exactly what we want, we're going to now add our other broccoli, which is more full-bodied and it's going to provide a little bit more of a crunch. So let's add this broccoli to the pot. Now we're going to add 1 cup of heavy cream and pour it over everything. as well as 1 tablespoon of a hot sauce. And this is optional, by the way, but I really like it in there. It's not going to add that much heat at all. And let's give everything a good stir in the pot. And we'll do this for about 3 minutes until we've heated our broccoli up a little bit through to give it a little bit of softness to it. And last, but certainly not least, we want to add all of our cheese. We're going to add it in batches, and then we're going to stir it around so it melts inside. And then more cheese. And then make sure all the cheese is blended into the sauce. And now we're really going to thicken it up by adding 3 tablespoons of cornstarch along with 3 tablespoons of water. And we're going to form a slurry now by mixing those together so it goes from a cement-like consistency to a nice and smooth one. And let's add our cornstarch slurry in there and let that boil for another minute or so, and then we're going to turn our heat off. And now that we're bubbling up, I'm going to turn the heat on the Instant Pot off. And once you turn the heat off on the pot, it's going to take a few moments for the bubbles to die down, and the sauce is going to really thicken up. So after we let it just sit there for a few moments, we're going to ladle it all over our delicious chicken, and we're going to really generously get it over each and every single piece. Look at that. Alright, and once all of our chicken is no longer in sight because it's been covered by this amazing broccoli cheddar sauce, we're going to top it off with our Ritz topping. And you might even have some of that extra sauce left over, which you can use on any other dish you like or even as a soup. But now let's get back to the Ritz crackers. Just take some and then just sprinkle it throughout. And perfect. This baby is ready to go into the oven. And then put it in the oven for about 5 to 10 minutes until the topping has become nicely brown, but of course keep an eye on it because all ovens vary. Now let's check on our deliciousness here, and yeah, we're looking good. Let's take this guy out of there. Oh, that looks nice. Down there for a few, and then we'll dig in. Okay, there's a piece of chicken. I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it right onto my plate. Perfect. And there we go, our delicious broccoli cheddar chicken. Let's try it out. And look at how beautiful that looks. Alright, time to try it out. I cannot wait. I love chicken, and I love cheddar, and I love broccoli. So, whoops, I accidentally knocked some of it off the plate. That's okay, I'll lick it up myself. Alright, here we go. If you love broccoli cheddar soup, if you love chicken, if you love Ritz Crackers covered in butter, broccoli cheddar chicken is for you. It's the perfect consistency of putting some of the broccoli along with the chicken so it cooked in with it and became nice and soft and broken down. Then you add the other broccoli afterwards so it's more of a full body broccoli. It's a perfect consistency because you have the mushy broccoli and the crunchy broccoli. The sauce is of course outrageous. I mean, it's cheddar, it's some heavy cream, it's broth, and I mean, look at this amazing cheesy broccoli. With the perfect crunch. And I know we put some hot sauce in there, but don't worry about it because you really can't even taste any spice whatsoever. In fact, if you want it spicier, I would say put some more hot sauce in there, like another 2 tablespoons. It's an outrageous dish. It's incredibly satisfying. It's very filling. And like I said, you're going to absolutely love it. It's just what's not to love. It's broccoli cheddar chicken. Guys, if you enjoy these recipes, if you want more videos and more easy to follow recipes, go to pressurelookcooking.com. I have tons of stuff there. I keep saying the same thing in every video, but it's true. I have tons of stuff with more recipes coming. I put out about 2 a week. Go to my Facebook. Go to facebook.com/pressurelookcooking and like or follow the page. You'll be notified of any new recipes that drops, any Instant Pot tips, or any humorous things that go along with the Instant Pot as well. Go to my Twitter. Follow it @PressureLuck because on Twitter, you'll be notified as soon as a recipe also comes out, so you might want to follow me there. I have Instagram, I always post photos of the food, I have all that stuff. Broccoli cheddar chicken, I don't know what it is. It's something about soups and chicken dishes combined. I mean, it's what it is. Oh, a magnificent dish cooked to perfection.